Welcome to another episode of Historical Facts, Disturbing or Delightful. Buckle up and get ready to decide for yourself if these facts are disturbing or delightful.
Welcome to episode 29, Historical Facts, Disturbing or Delightful. You decide. Today's topic will discuss the history and fun facts about American money. When you look at the images on the front of the US $1 Federal Reserve note, what do they mean to you? Perhaps the most universally renowned symbol to appear on the front is right in the center, George Washington, our nation's first president. Did you know that he was not always there? The $1 legal tender note, issued by the United States during the Civil War, was the first widely circulated U.S. $1 bill. However, it featured Samuel P. Chase, Secretary of the Treasury. Symbolism was very much on the minds of the Treasury officials when they were first contemplating the design for the Treasury seal. They decided that the number of spikes surrounding the Treasury seal should equal the number of states in the Union, which was 34 before the start of the Civil War. If you turn the bill over, you will notice a symbol above the pyramid as a representation of the all-seeing eye, the Masonic symbol of the great architect of the universe. You will also notice a more symbolic and patriotic design, the Great Seal of the United States. In the initial design of the new currency, the seal was reversed from how it appears today, with the eagle featured on the left and the pyramid on the right. The new version was first issued on the series of 1935 $1 silver certificates. These were nearly identical to the $1 Federal Reserve notes that we use today, but one important distinction was still to come. In God We Trust first started to appear on U.S. money during the Civil War era, largely because of the nation's increasing religious sentiment. The motto was used for the first time on the copper cent piece in 1864. It was not until 1956 that Congress passed a law declaring, "In God we trust," the national motto of the United States. The motto was first used on paper money in 1957, when it appeared on the $1 silver certificate. Early paper money issued by the Continental Congress also displayed important symbols and mottos. The February 1776 issue included fractional denominations, including a third of a dollar. The first American cent, known as the chain cent, came under strong public criticism because some people viewed the chain as a symbol of slavery. A year later, new 1 cent coins were minted with a different design on the back, a victory wreath. Continental notes came in a variety of denominations, including a $40 note, a $50 note, and a $65 note, each with their own image and mottos. Just as the Continental Congress was authorizing the first issues of federal paper money, individual states were issuing their own paper money. Patriotic symbols were apparent on those notes as well. Now getting to the symbols. Have you ever really given the symbols on the dollar bill much thought? Do you know what they all mean? Well, these dollar bill symbols may not mean what you think. Don't worry if you never knew what they meant, because we often are like that with many things. We see things on a daily basis, but never really inspect them with a detailed eye. It's very easy to overlook these things, but now we're about to explore one of the oldest forms of currency, so go grab a dollar bill and take a closer look with us. The pyramid. One of the most eye-catching dollar bill symbols is the pyramid, which represents strength and duration. Some interpret the missing top as a sign that the country wasn't finished yet. Similarly, The western face of the pyramid is in a shadow while the front is lighted, which some say indicates that the nation hadn't explored the West or figured out what it would do for Western civilization yet. The eye above the pyramid. When Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, and John Adams gathered to design the seal, they didn't suggest a pyramid, but they did discuss an eye. They wanted the seal to have a symbol of divine providence, and the all-seeing eye shaped like the top of a pyramid is an ancient symbol of divinity. Letters on the pyramid's base are the letters MDCCLX spies. The eagle's shield. In front of the eagle is a shield, which is unsupported to signify Americans should rely on their own virtue. The horizontal top bar of the shield symbolizes the federal government, and it holds together, yet is supported by vertical bars that represent individual states. Now about the stars above the eagle. It's no surprise that the stars over the eagle represent the 13 colonies. But what are the dollar bill symbols surrounding them? The official description says it's glory breaking through a cloud above the eagle, but current versions have a cloud surrounding the rays. Eagle's talons. The eagle on the back of the $1 bill holds an olive branch representing peace in its right talon and arrows symbolizing war in its left talon. But on silver coins from 1801 to 1807, the eagle held them in opposite talons. European diplomats and journalists claimed putting the arrows in the eagle's dominant talon was a symbol of aggression and called it a reason to start war. So America decided to switch the peaceful symbol to the dominant side of the dollar. The number 13. Unsurprisingly, the number 13, the original number of American states, appears on the dollar bill. But you might be surprised by how many times the number shows up. It's one of the most frequent dollar bill symbols. There are 13 arrows, 13 olive branch leaves, 13 olive fruit, 13 stars above the eagle, 13 steps of the pyramid, and 13 bars on the shield, and the words Annuet Keptis and a pluribus unum both have 13 letters. The balancing scales on the Department of the Treasury seal doesn't represent a balanced budget, but is actually a symbol of justice. Latin phrases appear a few times on the dollar bill in a couple of dollar bill symbols. Above the pyramid reads Annuet Keptis, which means God has favored our undertaking. Under the pyramid is the phrase Novus Ordo Seclorum, which is interpreted as a new order of the ages. On the banner of the eagle is a pluribus unum, which also appears on almost all US coins and means, out of many, one. On the front of the dollar bill, a 1 or 2 digit number appears 4 times. This number refers to the Federal Reserve Bank that printed the bill. A 1, for instance, would mean it was made in Boston, while 2 refers to New York. By the top left and bottom right of the ones, on the front of the bill, you'll see a letter. It'll contain any letter from A and H and number, any number between 1 and 4. The combination refers to the position the note laid on the plate when it was printed. For example, A1 is the top left position, and H4 is the bottom right. Now let's get into some facts about our money. Why is money green? When paper notes were introduced in 1929, the U.S. Bureau of Engraving and Printing opted to use green ink because the color was relatively high in its resistance to chemical and physical changes. Also, at the time, green pigment was available in large quantities for quick printing. Did you know that Harriet Tubman will soon replace Andrew Jackson as the face of the $20 bill? That's right. She will become the first woman in more than 100 years and the first African American ever to appear on the front of a paper note. Pennies used to be a lot snarkier. Renaissance nerd Benjamin Franklin designed America's first US penny in 1787. However, instead of using the phrase "a pluribus unum," it was emblazoned with the motto "Mind your business." Did you know that the eagle was a celebrity? The eagle on your money may have a name. From 1830 to 1836, a certain bird swooped into Philadelphia's U.S. Mint building, so often that workers named him Peter the Mint Eagle. They cared for him and allegedly used him as a model for the coin engravings for years to come. So can pennies bankrupt us? Well, today it costs more than a penny to make a penny. According to the US Mint, it costs them roughly 1.7 cents per coin, so I guess it could be a possibility. Your change makes TSA wealthier. Yeah, change adds up fast. But did you know that in 2015, the TSA reported collecting $765,000 in loose change at airport security checkpoints across the country, and they get to keep it all? Money is the ultimate compost. Today we trash worn-out cash into compost every single day. There is a farm in Delaware that mulches more than 4 tons every day. Is a machine rejecting your dollar bill? Try microwaving if. It takes about 4,000 double folds before a bill will tear. It takes far fewer folds for a vending machine to reject your bill. But you can fix that issue by popping your Washington into the microwave for about 20 seconds to crisp it right up. So why do we call it paper money? Is it made from paper? Well, paper money is not paper at all. It's 75% cotton and 25% linen. In Ben Franklin's day, people repaired torn bills with a needle and thread. How much ink does it take to print money? Turns out that the US Bureau of Engraving and Printing uses nearly 9 tons of ink to print 26 million currency notes each day. Did you know that a Carolina farm boy funded the country for 25 years? That's right. While the first U.S. gold rush started in North Carolina in 1803, 12-year-old Conrad Reed found a 17-pound gold nugget on his father's farm. It supplied all the gold for the nation's mints until 1829. Finally, did you know that there are 293 ways to make change for $1? Well, if you want to keep someone busy for a long time, challenge them to find all the 293 ways. Thank you for watching episode 29 of Historical Facts, Disturbing or Delightful. You decide. Stay tuned for episode 30, where we'll delve into the mysteries of the Freemasons.
You've been watching Historical Facts, Disturbing or Delightful. To support and watch more of these kinds of videos, please give this video a like and subscribe to my channel.